Alright, let's do it. I'm gonna analyze Red's run that he got recently. It did do the rock slide skip thing, but, it would have PB'd anyway, so this is like the equivalent of like a mid 106 or something. But instead he got 104.59, which would put him... Okay, yeah, number 6, so barely out of the top 5. But he did say that he wanted to keep improving his time, and I definitely believe that he can, but he also asked me to make this video. I wasn't gonna make any more of these, but he wanted me to, and I think it'd be interesting to watch the first ever PB that anyone has done, I think, with this trick. I think Red was the first person to do it. So, it'll be interesting to look at. Yeah, let's just get right into it, you know how it goes. Again, I'm assuming that his loads are average and everything, because I just gotta. They look pretty average just then. Movement is gonna be, like, the biggest thing. You already fucking know that. You just gotta play the game more for that. We finally found a runner who doesn't spin on that damn rock. It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what speed I should be using. I think I usually use, like, 2 times speed, but that might be a bit fast. Holy... He is on that rock. He is on it for, like, 400 years. You don't need to do it for that long. Dude, this is so last minute. I didn't even think to get my run up. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, you'll see how I do it now. Like, obviously, that was, like, okay, yeah, you don't need to build up that little speed, but, like, genuinely now, look at how much speed is actually being built up. That was literally, like, 3 times longer. You could definitely cut that a little bit, for sure. I mean, he kind of, like, brushed against... Yeah, like, kind of burnt frames there. But obviously, that's so minor, it's like, who cares? But, you know, I noticed this, so I thought I'd point it out. Okay, so, like, this does reduce a tiny bit of lag, but from my experience... Like, a lot of the time, you're angled, like, shittily to the trampoline. He's angled pretty much perfectly to the trampoline. I was thinking of dropping it, because I don't even know how much time you actually save from the lag reduction. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's, like, 3 frames or something. And I feel like more often than not, you just get, like, a shitty angle. But, like, I'm just way too in the habit. I don't think I can stop. But I do wonder if it's even, like, if you even save time with that, even, like, half the time. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't. 109 note, yeah, that's probably because of the, you know, brushing up against, like, the thing, like, well, like, that kind of thing, and, like, not having, like, perfectly straight movement, and, mostly the slide skip. The slide skip is gonna be mostly responsible for that. Yeah, see, like, that's the kind of, like, that line was kind of weird. Like, you're holding, like, so far up, but no, like, you can just go, like, more up left. Should probably... put it back on 1.5. Yeah, I mean, like, kind of delayed reactions. Lost time there because his jump wasn't big enough. So he, like, yeah. And then he, like, held right. With this boost, you don't need to, like, touch the stick. Like, during the damage animation, I stopped touching the stick. Because I realized a few months ago, like, you don't even, like, need to touch the stick. Like, why would you need to touch it? And then, when you make the jump, you land, like, about here. Like, there's no reason to, like, hold right during it. It doesn't really help, because it's more of, like, a height thing than a distance thing. And, you know, because of that movement mistake, you have to make another adjustment here and lose a couple more frames. You know, it's kind of funny because he insisted that he gets this often enough to, like, warrant not doing the buffer. And then, like, obviously he got it or else this wouldn't be a PB. But, like, the amount he lost just then, it was, like, about the amount that the buffer would lose. The buffer is highly recommended, especially to, like, get as many runs into sandwich driving as possible if you're doing out of bounds. I don't know if he's doing out of bounds, but yeah. And then, it's also just nice, just in general. Like, you don't even realize it, just how much the depression reset rate decreases as soon as you drop that shit. Like, seriously now, like 1 second is not, like, a lot in itself. Like, I don't, like, okay. Like, let's see when he was, like, gonna touch the tow gun. Yeah, he's already lost, like, 2 seconds off of me anyway. And then he just, like, roughly broke even with my buffer. Or, like, maybe saved a little bit. But, like, already lost, like, 2 seconds anyway. Also, it's raining really hard outside, but I don't think you should be able to hear it. Okay, good. Avoiding the foggers, I generally recommend that. Panning the camera down there doesn't do anything, it's just a habit I've had for a while. I noticed that runners here tend to, like, they tend to do, like, a fat-ass jump and, like, bonk their head into this. Like, that's very unnecessary. You can go more right and just kind of, like, tap A, sort of. I don't know how I feel. I mean, I guess that's fine if that's what works for you, I guess, but I feel like that put you in a, I don't know, like that, I feel like that angle almost, like, makes it harder to get the, yeah, I swear that angle makes it harder to get enough height for this. I don't know why it would, but it just looks like it would. To get enough heights to jump at the top of the railing. And, there's no need to double jump here. Like, unless you do, like, the most pathetic single jump anyone has ever seen. So basically just, like, practically don't hold A at all. As long as you don't do that, like, you'll get enough height. Then you can cartwheel for max duration. The Golden Depression. Okay, 250, he definitely does out of bounds, because my gold, before implementing it back in the day, was, like, 259. Although we had to, back in my day, we had to do fence. Kill myself. Oh yeah, normally in these, I get to, like, skip SD102, except I, like, look at the time at the end. I don't even need to do that. I don't even need to do that. Isn't it crazy that in no pause storage now, like, you literally just, like, you only do every driving level once. Like, you repeat every sliding level, like, at least once, technically. Like, you grab at least 2 tokens per sliding level. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, no, in all of them, you get exactly 2. It's just kind of interesting. But anyway, there's nothing out of the ordinary with this. It's just, like, exactly what I would expect. Hold on a minute, actually. Bro did not nitro there, for some reason. Oh, don't do fast. You better not be doing fucking fast, I'll kill you. Okay, good. Still, though, there's no, like... Wait, what? Bro's not... Okay, well, I guess he just wanted to get a run. Well, I was gonna... I would have been able to give some feedback on the fast. I mean, okay, well, on the bulldozer... Yeah, bulldozer strat. I think my gold before implementing fast sandwich out of bounds, I don't know why I paused. I think it was like a really low 247. I think it was literally like 247.08 or something. So it definitely can go lower. I bet he's doing a more like standard version of it where like you take longer to set it up, maybe even like reverse a bit. But I can't, you know, I don't know for sure. And we're not going to revisit this level, so I won't be able to check. But I can understand, there was just no reason to, like, preserve that one nitro in the off-road. Even if you're doing bulldozer, there's no point. Well, not no point, but... Actually, yeah, no, there is no point, because you get 2 chances to do it anyway, and if you get a second try, it roughly breaks even with not doing it, and then if you do a third try, like, there was no point doing the trick, you might as well just reset. So there's no reason to preserve that nitro there, unless you're doing fast sandwich out of bounds. And as usual, like, obviously these videos need to be very nitpicky. That's unnecessary. You can do a better turn there. That's pretty easy. You can, like, hold on. Actually, I'll just... Where's 3K? More like 3 gay. Watch this. This straight up saves like a quarter of a second, by the way. Like, it's crazy. Like, it looks like it saves less, but... Like, I've missed it like 2 times ever. Like, you're not gonna, like... It, like, while it is, like, practically a statistical inevitability that you will miss it eventually, like... You're gonna, like, 99% of the time, you're gonna save the 0.25, so it is effectively free time save. I do not like that because you have to spin. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't think that's fast. Alright, are you left gang or right gang? I better be right gang. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Oh, he turns the can. I mean, I guess that makes... Yeah, honestly. I just don't like that just in case the slammer's gonna fuck my ass, but I guess that makes sense, to be fair. I mean, yeah, to be fair, because of the start button placement on the OG controller, I guess I can understand that. But, like, when you're in the middle of bashing, like, you have time to like, move your, thumbs over to the start and select buttons. Like, I can understand standing still, and I can understand the buffer, but doing both? I think that might be a bit... I mean, it's... You're not losing that much, you really aren't, but, like... I don't know, like, if you just, like, warp to bounce, like, on disc and just do it, like, fucking 10 times, like, you'll probably be like, oh yeah, like, I got it now, I don't, like, need to stand still, I don't know. And then you're saving, like, I don't know how long you stood still for, like, half a second. I got more than that, yeah, it was, like, more than half a second, like, 2/3 of a second. Like, I just, like, immediately go for it. First of all, should not be doing this. Like, how much does it save to do? It's like fucking 6 seconds, I think. That is such a, like... Okay, I especially don't understand going for this, but not going for sandwich out of bounds. That seems kind of weird. But also, like, first of all, like, there are things that can just go wrong with this regardless, right? Like, you can ascend too early or too late or whatever. You can, like, fuck up the second dive, and then you just, like, react poorly. But also, it's the RNG. The chance of dying from, both deaths combined, like, the combined chance to die on one of those two, because, obviously, if you're doing bungee, then you're doing steamed, and you can't do steamed without bungee, it's 31.9%. That is way too high. I'd like to put that into perspective, right? That means that in the long term, like once you've done the trick and runs for a long time, literally, your reset rate in 3K is going to be a bare minimum of 31.9%. And, like, after, like, you know, like 1,000, 2,000 attempts, it's literally going to be 31.9% at the literal very, very bare minimum, which is effectively 1 in 3. And then that's not factoring, like, anything else that could go wrong. Especially as your runs get faster, your standards increase, and then, like, so, for example, you might even get to the point where you might start resetting because you missed SpongeBob 2 frame, for example. Or, like, you died on one of the first bash boosts, you know, like, because that loses, like, 10 seconds or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But, like, at least the second one probably loses, like, 10 seconds. But, like, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, like... like, that amount of time... Okay. Like, how far away are you from the world record, right? That doesn't even have the skip. Like, you're 4.5 minutes away, like, are those 6 seconds... And you could say, well, it's not about the world record, it's just about improving the time. Now, yes, he wouldn't have gone 104 if he didn't do this trick. But, like... there would have been more runs that got past 3K to give him more opportunities to PB. Not in this case, because obviously this is like one of the first runs he did, like post Rockslide skip discovery. But like in general, he'd be getting more runs later in that could have PB'd, or he could have like, it's still like good practice for those segments to like help, you know, long term with like nerves or getting golds, and consistency. But golds are also a mental thing as well. Like, as I see that he has best possible time, so like, you know, like having a low best possible time out of certain segments is like a huge mental motivator. And you know, if you're getting more runs out of 3K, then you can get more golds, which lowers the best possible time and your sum of best, obviously. But like, okay, so like, I don't know, like, I understand, like, he got it, but even Sam's not doing it. I don't think anybody should be doing it right now except for me. I don't even want to do it. I genuinely wish I could justify it. Well, obviously, right now, I could justify not doing it, but because I'm going for the long-term goal of 58, like, to get 58, I would need it, so that's why I'm doing it. But yeah, when you factor, like, everything else in 3K, I expect Red's reset rate in 3K to be at least, like, 40%. That's being generous. I expect it to be at least 40. And then when you factor that Depression is inherently reset heavy, especially because he's not buffering Creek, and that he normally does Sandwich out of bounds, like, it's just inevitable. Like, there's gonna be days where he can't get past Sandwich driving, and then he gets to 3K, and then you just fucking... In fact, it's like, I don't remember if he said it in my chat, but I know he said recently that he couldn't get runs to 3K, and he finally got a run to 3K, and then it died to this. And then, again, you do it for long enough, there's gonna be those runs where, like, literally, like, 4 deaths in a row. You get the bad animation, like, it's literally inevitable. And to top it off, like, this wasn't even done as optimally as possible. Could have definitely been done faster, gotta slow down. He could have dived. Now. Like, he literally could have dived now. And he, like, so you're not even saving, like, the full, like, time save from it. It's just, like, unnecessary. You can turn the you want to turn the camera here? Well, I mean, I guess this is probably good enough. Might have lost like a frame or two. He's ran battles, so he probably knows this, but like if SpongeBob is like facing you, like when collecting a spatula, if he's like facing the camera, I guess, and he does like a full turnaround, it like loses frames. But if you like turn and then collect the token here, then you only have to do like a tiny turn, which doesn't really lose anything. Spin that was unnecessary. That was also unnecessary. That was unnecessary. You can literally just... Like, I understand, like, he was a little in the way, but you can just go, like, very slightly right. And then you still, like, could have killed the slammer there. This is a bit of a weird line. You just want to be angled like this, like where my cursor is. Spin was unnecessary. That was unnecessary. I don't know what that spin was for just then. Why aren't you doing... What? Bro. What the actual fuck? Why you... Bro. Why the fuck are you not doing the second one? Oh my god, okay. Bro, you have a modded Xbox. You have a modded Xbox, fucking practice this shit. Like, if it... Okay. I was already like, okay, this is hard to justify, dude. The fucking Bungie shit, literally, on its own, only saves, like, 3.5. And it wasn't done as optimally as possible. And then, like, this is harder, but it saves more time. I definitely... Oh my god, that's the other thing as well. You get the slower animation here. So that makes the Bungie one save even less time. This is like, because now you have to go through the slower death for no gain. So again, I think it saves like 3.5 seconds. He didn't do it perfectly, so like 3 seconds, and then he gets this, and now it's like 2.5 seconds. That's like so not worth it for like roughly like 18% of the runs that die there for like 3 seconds. Nah, absolutely, that's not worth it. Definitely not. I don't want to be too mean, sorry if I'm being mean, but, like, I gotta analyze this shit, bro. I can't just, like, not say what I think needs to be said. Yeah, that was too early. Also, I like going, more to the right here. That doesn't, like, really matter that much. Yeah, nothing really to say there. Okay. Dude, I'm skipping ahead too far. Because it's 1.5 times speed, it's also, like, increasing the amount that See, okay, I've noticed that he likes to do unnecessary, like, spins. Like, spinning loses time. You don't want it to spin unless it's, like, to help with, like, consistency with a trick, or, like, you, like, literally need to, you know. That's on that. You can... Again, I'm hoping you can see my cursor. You can walk to, like, here, I think, but even, like, here is, like, pretty safe. You don't need to do all that, like, walking there and back, like... Is it necessary? Yeah, that... Okay, I think the reason why you ledge grabbed... I think you would have had more knockback speed if you walked a little forward beforehand to get extra distance. Because then the game would be trying to take you back a further distance. Yeah. That's probably why you ledge grabbed. That spin was unnecessary. And then because of all that, yeah, didn't get the little warp thingy. Upgrades cartwheel here like a good boy. Okay, now, don't walk. I don't actually know if this is the case, but worst case scenario, I'm about to waste your time. Like, figuratively. Like, not literally in-game, or best case scenario, I'm gonna save you frames. I walk out because this shit, even on hard drive, this shit generates lag. I don't know if here it's generating lag, but not only do I pan the camera down, I walk away from it. I don't know if that's actually doing anything, but I'm just saying, like, worst case scenario, what we're both doing breaks even. Best case scenario, what I'm doing saves frames. So if you are going to, like, move in this amount of time regardless, you'd just be better off walking away from it. Or panning the camera down. Now for rub my dub. That only worked because of wood, but you got wood, so it's fine. Yeah, so, as everybody probably already knows by now, I cut part of the setup, I jumped to, like, here. This does give you less speed for the trick, and you need to adjust the camera a bit, but I don't think it adds that much. Like, if you're already, like, very used to the trick, like, you've learned it, like, months ago, I feel like it's worth at least attempting. Because I feel like movie runners, well, speedrunners in general, tend to get so comfortable with their strats. Like, they're looking for improvements, but they tend to get very comfortable with, like, kind of, like, slow-ish ways of how they do things. To where, like, I don't know, they just, like, look at something, and then they're automatically just, like, nah, I don't want to do it, bro, if it looks hard, but it's, like, and this is a genuine question, I am not, like, I'm being genuine here. Like, has Red ever tried doing it the way that I do it? Because I genuinely expect, again, no shade, genuinely no shade, I genuinely expect that he's never tried it before. But, like, there's no reason not to, like, try it, because it's very easy to try, and if you get it, I'm not 100% sure how much it's saving, but I want to say, like, a second to a second and a half. Obviously not free time save, but if you're getting it, like, pretty much just as much, like, there's no reason not to try. It's not, like, a huge detour to, like, try it, you know what I mean? But yeah, don't really need to see this. Actually, I can't remember if honestly, I can't remember if this is the case in Rubadub, but some of the finish line triggers in this game for the sliding and driving levels, not all of them, but some of them, are, like, angled to stick out more on the left side. They're angled closer on the left side. I mean, the right side. Fucking, I'm stupid. The right side. So, it may be, like, because this is, I mean, you're also cutting the corner a bit better anyway, like, from the previous turn. But I drop on the trampoline, like, here, which might not save time, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, I don't fucking know, bro. Bubble blowing baby, my name Jeff. Okay, runners need to stop doing this. I actually timed this, it loses, like, 6 frames, stop doing it. I want to say something so bad about, like, the irony of, like, doing the 3k token deaths and buffering, not buffering Krieg, but then, like, missing that, but again, I don't want to be a meanie. Okay, I recommend, like, trying the fast fight. It's not, like, free or anything. Like, I don't even know if I would necessarily call it, like, easy time save, but it saves, like, maybe a second and a half. Hard to say. The only issue is with this, spinner. If you attack him too early, or rather, if you get him to hit you too early, he will, he won't even know that he attacked you, so he'll keep attacking and it can lose time. But if you just, like, purposely, like, take, like, a wider turn here, then that you can generally avoid that. You can sometimes get RNG'd here, like, sometimes the Fogger will still burp and it can get in the way, or, like, a previous Fogger can burp, and, again, there's a bit of RNG with these guys, but you can pretty comfortably save, like, a second. Like, this one is actually a bit annoying to practice, but I think it's worth trying out. I don't think there'll be, like, a fuck ton to say in BBBH. Okay, that turn was, like, really wide. Yeah, that seemed a bit, like, unnecessary. Could have slammed sooner, though. Yeah, it's probably nothing to say here. Yeah, so Cornbread timed something, like, after Red had already done his run. There's, like, a strat that you can do where you jump here and then slam, and for some reason the floorboard, like, will always break as long as you hold A for even, like, a little bit. And don't start jumping, like, too early. Like, when you slam, it'll just break the floorboard. And, Red missed this, which is not surprising. This shit is actually, like... It's not, like, hard, but it's, like, it's not that consistent. It's a bit hard to describe. You're trying to end the animation early, but the Cornbread thing saves, like, a quarter of a second he timed it to be. And it is, like, definitely easier than this, especially because you can overshoot like Red accidentally did. As in, like, now he needs to, like, move back a little bit, so... Yeah. Basically... Yeah, like, the Cornbread thing... Well, I don't know who found it, but, like, the thing the Cornbread timed is, like, easier, and it saves time, so we're all gonna start doing that now. Okay, so you need to stand in, like, a good spot to, like, try and get this ledge grab. I force myself to get it 3 times in a row in practice. You can see where I'd stand here. Like, I'm standing closer to the edge, so that, again, I'm getting knocked back further, and I'm standing in a slightly different spot. This is, like, generally a good spot to aim for, and obviously I have good jump spacing and everything. Yeah, like, it's not, like, a ton of leniency, it's not, like, that easy. But, of course, if you get it, it saves a second and a half, so it's nice to have. Although the way the Red does it means that he's way less likely to accidentally not jump into the goo from the double jump, so like, the way that he's doing it is easier in general. Also, again, with the turning the camera thing, same sort of idea here. I wasn't gonna say it because it's incredibly minor, but I don't think you need to double jump here. Okay, I wasn't actually expecting him to do the little cartwheel thing, but he actually did do it, so that's cool. You don't need to... It's shockingly close to the thing. Like... Yeah, that's really light. You could, like, you got it, like, here maybe, or here. Yeah, no, honestly, you probably got it here, but definitely here, at least. And then Sponge Ball, I don't think there'll be much to see here, because, yeah, obviously not doing fast corkscrew. That is really safe. Yeah, that was really, really safe. You can, like, I'm not even sure if he's, like, aware, like, but you could, like, you could have built up speed ages ago. Like, you probably lost, like, a whole second there or something. Alright, let's see the rub 2. Okay, good. Good, okay. What I recommend to, like, nearly everybody is that you don't even attempt the 1-frame jumps. Because, again, like, you need to do, like, 2 or 3 1-frame jumps, which you, like, statistically aren't going to get, so like, the majority of the runs, like, you're going to just lose time for effectively no reason. And even if you do get the 1-frame jumps, or, like, you do them, like, well enough to, like, recover and still save, like, something, then, again, like, you need to, like, adjust the camera more. Like, when you're going down the slide, and it's, like, it's just hard to, like, do rub-a-dub skip immediately after getting 1-frame jumps, because, like, you're transitioning from doing a hard thing to a hard thing. I'm very happy to see that he's not even bothering. Because then he's just effectively saving, like, 2 seconds for free compared to, like, all the other runners who go for it and just miss it, like, literally 80+% of the time. Just effectively getting free time save on them. Again, if you jump to the right, I'm pretty sure it's, faster. Yeah, so, you want to do 3K floating block after BBBH Sponge Ball, because then that's what gives you the cartwheel buffer. And, like, I know it's like, oh, well, rub-a-dub skip is, like, hard, I want to get it out of the way. I totally understand that. But here's the thing, right? That, like, moving this to the appropriate time to, like, do the cartwheel buffer, that sucked before. But, like, because of the removal of sandwich driving, you're only delaying rub-a-dub skip by a minute. I really don't think... Like, it is, like, free time, because, like, you don't, like, need to really do anything in terms of skill. So it is, like, a free half a second of time save for delaying a hard trick by a minute in a over 60-minute speedrun. I feel like that's worth it, right? Alternatively, the other thing you can do, I know Crow does this. Instead of immediately warping to to BBBH Sponge Ball, after unlocking the warp, you can go to 3K floating block. That'll give you the cartwheel buffer, which then effectively does the same thing of still allowing you to do rub-a-dub skip in terms of like how far in you are in the run at around the same time. Of course, then you're delaying a, like a cycle-based level. You might not want to, buy a few minutes and, well, like, buy, like, 2 minutes. And a 2-frame attempt. But I'm just letting you know that that, like, is an option. I don't think I'll be able to, like, I'll have to, like, be quieter towards the end of the video, unfortunately. Like, I had to, like, I was busy today. I meant to, like, record this earlier. That's an unfortunate ledge grab. Oh, I didn't see, like, what time he touched the checkpoint. Yeah, that's not bad. Like, for not getting the thingy, like, that's not bad. It's just, yeah, like, that was actually a pretty bullshit ledge grab, honestly. I don't go that way. I jump to this block. Yeah, I think that's the way that I do it might be faster, because... Like... actually, I don't know. To be fair, this would have been a bit... it would have been awkward. Maybe it's just, like, the same. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. He's being very safe here. You can cartwheel on those for a longer duration, just to, like, constantly save frames here and there. But obviously then you're risking, like, a ledge grab on the next block every single time you do that, so incredibly risky. He'd set that up, like, fairly fast, I think. Yeah. Not bad. Alright, now we got, Lewini has arrived. Lewini has arrived. No, absolutely not. Nope, no. Bad Red, you don't do this, it's bad. Naughty boy. I don't know why I said that. You absolutely do not fucking nitro here. Absolutely not. Especially that's, where you use that second nitro. You get, like, a slight, like, little boost off the ground, so I feel like it's cutting a tiny bit of your nitro speed anyway, but that's not even, like, the main issue. You want a nitro, like, here. Because, I'm gonna have to say it again, if you use, like, nearly all of a nitro, but then, like, the very last little bit of it is off a ramp, some of that nitro speed will be preserved when you get off the ramp, which means that you'll go faster in midair. Straight up saves a quarter of a second, like, just straight up a quarter of a second. Hopefully I did it well in my PB so that I can show a good example of it. Bro, why is I don't know why holding spacebar wasn't working, but let's see. Okay, yeah, that should be yeah, that was, like, pretty much perfect. You might want to slightly delay it, but... Let's see. Fucking hell, yeah, it was, like... You don't need to do it this early, I think a little later. Like, maybe halfway past the pillar. Yeah, that was, like, a little unnecessary, but... Yeah, literally saves a quarter of a second. As far as I'm concerned, it's effectively free time save. Oh. Conga key. Okay, well, even then, you still want to have a nitro. After a sharp turn, it's usually good if you can. Like, here. Because to then get yourself back to top speed, like, ASAP. Rather than, like, having to take a sec to, you know, have the patty naturally get back to full speed. Like, you can literally just use a nitro to, like, effectively force it. So even then, you'd want to preserve at least one nitro. This nitro is slow. That's the other thing, actually. Okay, so you still want to preserve the two nitros at the beginning, because one of them is for the Conquer 2 key turn. This nitro is slow. I mean, look how wide you had to go for it. That is like, that was a fat fucking turn. Nitros, just standard nitros, like, in a straight line, only save about half a second, and that was fucking wide. Like, think of the turn you could have done instead. Like... Hold on. And then after the turn, you have, like, shortly after, then, okay, yeah, because, again, like, the nitroing thing, you could have nitroed earlier there as well, because you still want most of the nitro usage to be on the ground. That's how you get, like, the max time save. And, yeah, you want to ideally, well, that's why I don't like doing, well, I didn't really have a reason for doing Conquer 2 key on lap 2, but, like, in the modern day, it's good to do it on lap 2, I think. Because by lap 2, you should have enough nitros to where, because basically, ideally, you nitro pretty much as soon as you touch this nitro, but he couldn't do that because it was magnetizing to him. But if he did this on lap 2, he would have had a nitro, so that even if it did magnetize to him instead of him being able to drive directly through it, then he's still getting the maximum time save. So I only just now realized that technically it does matter what lap you do it on. Well, you could also just not do this key on lap 1. Yeah, to be fair, you could have also just not done it on lap 1. So you can do Conquer 2 key on lap 1, but... At the very least, you like, technically, you don't want to do this on lap 1. If you're going to do Conquer 2 key. These turns are a bit rough. I think, that will come with time. Like, I'm not gonna tell you to, like, grind fucking sandwich aisles. I mean, you can if you wanna, but this is gonna come with time. Like, you definitely, like... I've noticed that, your turns are a little, like, wide, I guess. In the patty. It is faster to drive through the oil on lap 3, but it is a little annoying, to be fair. Because you need to nitro, like, almost immediately. So it's just, like, annoying. I don't even know how much it saves, it's probably not even that much. But you'll see here. Because the oil does, like, slow you down and restrict you a bit, but not enough to make it worth, like, taking a longer turn, like, going around. Actually, I'll say this now because I don't know when you nitro, but yeah, around here is, like, a good time to nitro again for the same reason as, like, with that first nitro, like, getting as much use of it on the ground as possible. Let's see when... Maybe he turns around. Oh wait, it's fucking lap 2. God damn it, I'm fucking stupid. Wait, that's a different thing then. I don't know. Yeah, in that case, if you're on lap 2, then you want to drive through the oil anyway. So yeah, still should have driven through the oil. Never nitro there. Not just because you're increasing the risk of not getting the nitro, it's just a bad time. Like, nitroing, like, in the middle of a turn is a bad idea. Nitroing after the turn is not a bad idea, but yeah. And now you don't have any nitros for the boost thing. Again, yeah, that's a bad time to nitro. Same reasons as before, just, like, nitroing in with, like, half of it being used in mid-air, like, no. You just want to use that just, like, whenever, but, like, not the... That, again, just, like, you don't want to... Like, I can understand, like, wanting to nitro, like, immediately after bonking, but, like, in an area with as many, like, stupid turns as, like, the final section of Weenie, you're just gonna bonk again. Like, it's literally just going to happen, so, like, there's no, like, good reason to do that. Okay, yeah, no, that's... You don't want to nitro. You want to use this nitro, like, immediately. If, like, either, like, going through the oil, or going to the side. Like, as soon as you... If you're going to the side, then as soon as you're angled well, then you nitro. You never hold on to this nitro on lap 3. Never, ever, 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 ever. Doesn't upgrade Slam here, which does make sense, but it does save time to upgrade Slam here if you can react quickly to do it. Because then you don't get the lag spike. Okay, so there is a faster Frogfish manip you can do here. It's not, like, really worth it, because it literally saves, like, 0.3. And it's, like, a little difficult, kind of. But, like... My thing is that because, like, the immediate first thing you're doing is, like, standing still to then go and upgrade Slam, like, you're not even in a position where you can attempt the fast strat. In my opinion, a better place to, especially because you literally just have more time to do it, a better time to upgrade is here. You literally have more time. Until he charges, I believe. I might be wrong about that, but it feels like you have longer. But again, it also lets you do a faster manip here. I don't actually recommend it, but you know. But if you like use B to skip the cutscene, you don't want to like spam it because the camera can be kind of weird after skipping the cutscene. But you can see here, like I'm immediately going to the right, which then makes him charge to an edge that's like closer to him, and then you have to stand. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, but if you do that, you have to stand by the skulls for the second charge, so that's why it only saves 0.3, it would save more. I don't really like restanding. Yeah, no, I don't like that. You want to stand, like... Hold on, interlacing. You want to stand, like, closer to here. Like, in itself, for these two slams, it doesn't initially matter. But it's for the next two slams. Frogfish, the tongue will always spawn towards the frontier on the last two. Well, I guess I can just call them pairs, right? Because there's just like the one pair, and then he kind of does like a little taunt thing, and then he does like the other pair of like tongue thingies. So you want to be closer during the first pair so that you can quickly then travel to where the second pair is going to be, because it always spawns towards the front. So you want to stand like around where I was showing earlier. Yeah, this is a little cooked. Hold on. So you can see I'm standing here instead. Look how close I am to the front. And, I'm also, like, angled in a way where, like, the tongue is angled, like, good as well, towards the front when I slam it. And now I can just, stand here. Like, look at that. It's so sexy. And, of course, we've got... Oh, yeah, okay. So, skydive, doing this pulse strat makes it way easier, and it only loses, like, a second. I recommend that you keep doing that. And yeah, taking a pretty... Like, you can be a little closer here, but honestly, like, this is fine. Like, I'm not going to complain about that. Still, like, a pretty decent line. You could have gone a little further right there. Yeah, I think because you were getting, like... The way that you were traveling down the thing just then... I feel like you were losing a bit of speed. Yeah, I feel like... I don't know if you were, but either way, you can go a little, like, to the right of the dot. Which would still just be a little faster anyway, because then you're literally just traveling out of bounds for, like, a lesser amount of time. I don't know what that wiggling was for. You can cut the corner there. Should be doing that. Yeah, I mean, this strat is, like, free as fuck, but I like the way that I do it. I think it's pretty easy. But you don't even need to do it the way that I do it. If I recall correctly, I think you can drop after this flower. I'm pretty sure you can. That was, like, the old, like, initial strat that got found, I think. I think after passing this flower, you can, like, hold right and then, like, hold, like, left and then, like, hold right. I don't know. I didn't do it for that long because then, like, the good one got found, but... Anyway, this is the corner cut I was talking about, and then... I don't think this is difficult. Like, there is a fat Hans trigger here, but, like, literally, you can just overcompensate and, like, hold left for, like, way longer than you need to. Because even then, I forget exactly how much this shit saves, but I would probably say it might even be, like, 2 seconds, and I really don't think it's hard. And it gives you extra manlies. I don't think you need them, but it gives you extra manlies. But admittedly, to be fair, this trick is, like, this version of it is so fucking free that it's, like, I get it. You can cut the corner there, but... yeah. Okay, that's good. Like, I normally wouldn't recommend that buffer because it, like, especially... I feel like the rock slide buffers are some of the harder ones because, like, it's dark, it's, like, sloped. And especially on an OG controller, like, in the moment, it could be kind of hard to, like, adjust. But, I mean, if you're getting it, then, yeah, fair enough. You can cut the corner there. I think you underestimate, like, how much corner cutting, like, saves. There's no reason to jump there. I mean, I don't really think that matters, to be fair. Why is bro going this way? Why is bro going this way? Why is bro going this way? You could have cut the corner there, but why is bro going this way? You do the cornbread way. Dude, I don't want to get a cornbread's run. But, like, you take the right tunnel. Like, you go... Wait, yeah. You go right here, and then you travel to, like, here, and then you, like, jump down and go, like, leftish, and you go to, like, the third tunnel. It's faster, and it gives you manlies. Like, this is literally, like... This shit is not fast. To be fair, I don't know how much this is losing, but it's probably, like, 5 seconds or some shit. It'll be a little hard to, like, judge the actual attempt of this trick, by the way, because like... You know, everybody's struggling with it right now, but... Okay, he's doing the Codden setup, and it seems like he got it, or else I'd imagine this is a wholly dead run. Yeah. Okay. So, there isn't really much to judge in this regard, because... He's, like, you can't really do this slower than other people, unless you're doing, like, the Sky setup. That's, like, the only one we, like, actually slow down. The latte one doesn't slow down, the Codden one doesn't slow down, the burger one doesn't slow down, like... like, the sky one's the only one that slows down, so, like, this is, like... Okay, in my opinion, I haven't tested burgers, but it looks good. In my opinion, I think if you're literally just, like, looking to come back to the game just to get a decent PB with the trick, like, in a few days and then dip again, I do think the Cardin setup is better because the inputs are so simple, but I think the Sky setup is better. After fucking with both for, like, a little bit, I do think the Skies is better because it gives you that leniency that you really appreciate. Because with this is fucking tight. There's no reason to, like, for me to go into a bunch of detail when I'm not, like, good at the trick yet, but... Like, this version of it gives you, like, very little leniency. But he got it, so that's what matters. In case you don't know what's going on, like, you just collect the token and then die. And then you need to go, like, the game checkpoints you back. But then you need to make it to the end again. So that the game is like, oh yeah, like, you're in rock slide, we gotta, like, do stuff, bruv. Go to the right, the trigger is closest to the right. And then the game's like, oh yeah, we need to do, alright, time challenge, but, like, it like, fucks it up in a way where it, like, doesn't assign the task properly. It's, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just, like, a bit fucked, and it takes you to the last checkpoint. So, the fastest time that you can get here in the time challenge is a 24. Yeah. 25, like, to be fair, low 25, but might have been able to get a 24 if you went a bit more right. But that's what you're aiming for, is a 24. But yeah, Rockslide is really long now. But, it saves a shit ton of time. So, the literal bare minimum time save is a minute 23, but that assumed, that was compared to Ultimate, which, like, I would basically never get. Pretty much. And it also is compared to unbuffered second super jump, which no one does. So in reality, it's actually saving a minute 25 for me. If you're not doing fast sandwich out of bounds, and you just do a bulldozer, it saves a minute 30. Or like a minute 31. And then if you weren't doing the second super jump, then it's saving like a minute 34. If you weren't doing sandwich out of bounds at all, and then it's just saving like a minute 40 something, and the saves a load, so like if your loads were bad, then it's saving even more. Yeah. Saves a lot, basically, but even at the very bare minimum, it saves 83 seconds, so, like, yeah, what does that tell you? But yeah, now that we're men, I guess we can just, see how he's doing so far, because I do have my no-pole storage splits. Of course, this is the one flat 26, but our routes are now back in sync. They were only desynced, from, like, well, for me and Red, specifically, like, okay, well, let's look at his BBBH exit site. He got a 1602, for that, and I got a 1453. He didn't do out of bounds, though. And then it resyncs at the end. Okay, so he's actually very close to my time, which goes to show, like, how much this shit saves, but especially because, again, he didn't do the first sandwich out of bounds. My rock slide exit time is a 27:44. Wait, no, it's not. Wait, what? Oh, wait, these splits are fucked. Wait, yeah. Yeah, it's like a... Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, it's 27:44, and his is now 28:07. So he's only 23 seconds behind me because of this fucking enormous time save. So normally he'd be like almost a minute. Yeah, probably about like a minute behind me. I mean 2 minutes behind me, but yeah, this shit is like insane. It saves so much. However, again, now that we're men onwards is what separates the men from the boys, so that turn was unnecessarily wide. Again, like, I don't know, he has like a bit of a habit of like unnecessarily spinning. Those were good wall jumps. Okay, so, if you do the faster one, it saves like a second and a half, this cutscene skip. It is a little fucky, But if you have the practice mod, it's actually, like, pretty quick to... Because there's a thing for the tunnel clip, so you can literally just jump down. It despawns the spitter as well, so you can just, like, take your time. I recommend, like, at least, like, trying it. I don't know if you have tried it, but yeah. I like me a good 1.5 of time save. That is a bad angle. I know the manlies just don't really matter right now, for you, most likely, but you see where my cursor is. You want to bowl, like... Either, like, yeah, probably about, like, the second crate down. Maybe more, like, in between the two. The second and third one. That would allow it to, like, bounce off. And then, yeah. Hit the TNT. Oh, dude, I don't even think he hit the TNT. Did he hit the TNT? Actually, maybe he did. Yeah, no, he hit the TNT. Dude, I'm surprised that worked. That's so... That's, like, stupid risky. That's, like, really unnecessary. And he doesn't do bungee late. That's surprising. I would recommend bungee late. I mean, you're doing buffers and everything, and the bungee buffer is, like, not hard at all. Same difficulty as, like... Actually, it's easier than the no cheese one, because the no cheese one's a 1 frame. Even if you don't want to do, like, the eel bowl... Grabbing the warp, like, bowling the eel here, grabbing the warp, that still saves, like, 2 seconds. It still saves, like, 2 seconds. And I don't know what your load count currently is, but if you were to miss the token frame here, then you're not adding a load in Now The Lament Area 1, but you're still adding it for Now The Lament Area 2, which still increases your load count by 1, so that might be beneficial. But yeah, now, like, the problem with this as well is that now, like, you don't even know what cycle you're on. Yeah, this is, like this is a little unfavorable. Like, it's not, like, that bad. Like, it's synced pretty good now, but yeah, it definitely could have been a bit rough. Yeah, didn't... 2-framing this on its own saves, like, 2 seconds, or maybe, like... Yeah, it's probably, like, 2 seconds. So, again, I don't know what your load count is, but it would be good if you did bungee late. But I really don't think that it's hard, the eel ball. I really don't. You literally, like, you stand... Like, yeah, like, around here. The mistake that people make is, like, standing too far forward. You want to stand, like, pretty far back. And then you don't want it to, like, hug the wall, like, too much, but you also don't want to go, like, too far right, so you gotta, like... tinker with it a little bit, but it's fairly fast to practice, and I really don't think it's bad. But even then, I think doing it from here, it's still worthwhile. It saves 2 seconds in itself, and then when you 2-frame that token, you save an additional 2 seconds. There's 4 seconds of time save. That's more than how much the token death in 3K saves, let me tell you. Anyway... I think you could have... No, yeah, I think you could have held... Because I think that was a... Was that max duration ball? I think it was. Yeah, it was. You could have let go of it a bit sooner, like the platforms had already risen. That was a... Hold on. You get, like, no speed if you do that. I would have preferred... like, angling yourself more, like, here, and then turning the camera, and then doing, like a full, like, double jump spin to get more speed. That probably would have been faster. Actually, that definitely would have been faster. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Oh, he's doing this version. Yeah, okay, he's not doing it the exact way that I do it, but it's, like, it's close enough, it's whatever. I don't like... I mean, that's not personally what I would... It actually makes sense. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do it like this, actually. The way that he's doing it is, in a way, like, he's making it travel slow on purpose. And it gets the pop-up kill? How consistent is this? I think you are... Yeah, you're, like, placed a teeny bit further away, so I think this is slower overall, but I actually do kind of like this. Maybe I should teach it like this in the tutorial. I would need to experiment with it, but I actually kind of like that. And he golded too. Yeah, I would say, like, don't even bother with the Bash Gang. That movement was a bit weird. I don't understand what the point of that is, because you could have just jumped to it from here. I guess you didn't want to overshoot, but I don't know, I've never thought to do it like that before. Did you even need to do that? No, you didn't need to do that. That is, like, stupid safe. You don't need to do that. You can literally just, like... You can literally just walk to the spot from here. Like, I'm not even joking. You can literally just, like, walk to it from here. Yeah, I'm not even exaggerating. You just lost, like, 2 seconds. That is strange. Is that on purpose? And he, like, walks away from the eye. That seems unnecessary, because I feel like if you did fuck it up in a way where it's gonna, like, where the invincibility frames run out, like walking away from the eye isn't really gonna, like, change that, I feel like, because you still have the invincibility frames, and if you don't have them, then you would just get hit regardless. I feel like that's not doing anything. I don't really know how I feel about that setup. I mean, you didn't, like, lose time, so, you know, it's fine. I think technically... I think after... Yeah, like, that was a good, like, trampoline jump. I think you could have gone, like, a teeny bit, like... I don't know if it would have saved, like, a frame to, like, go, like, more, like, a teeny bit further left here. Yeah, I think it probably would have. I don't know how I feel about that angle. I mean... I also don't know how I feel about him... He's cartwheeling into the second spike, which is, like, fine, but it literally, like, puts you, like, further away, so if your jump spacing is bad, you actually straight up, like, risk dying. You want to cartwheel into the first spike, because... Well, especially because if you go, like, a little too far right on the second spike, I'm pretty sure it can, like, give you a bad damage boost angle. Whereas if you cartwheel to the first one and go a little too far right, I'm pretty sure it's usually, like, fine. But... Either way, like that literally just puts you, like, closer, and then you can afford to have, like, worse jump spacing. And yeah, he does this, which is good, you know, saving a bunch of time. But then it's like, why aren't you doing, like, bungee ball? Definitely should be doing it. Them, getting that spawn is, like, arguably unnecessary. It's hard to know what to recommend. Well, you'd have a little more manlies if you go, like, if you did that rock slide strat I was talking about, but... Outside of that, yeah, I don't know, I mean... I don't think he needed to get that stack. Oh, I just realized he's doing fucking Invisible Crate, isn't he? He's so doing Invisible Crate. Okay. That... I don't know what the point of that is. Like, that is, like, so much leniency that it's almost like, what it, like, you were in the air for, like, a year. At this point, like, you really don't need to, yeah, no, no. Absolutely unnecessary. This is, like, this is a surprising detour, compared to, like, going this way, like, this, you're losing, like, at least half a second, I would say. Okay, I would probably recommend TNT Circ. Oh, you do? Okay, you're doing it... See, that's the thing. You're doing it as slow as possible, which... Like, I know this is just inevitable with, like, runners, where it's like, oh, you're doing this, but you're not doing this. Like, what's up with that? But, like... I don't know, just some of the things I've seen... But, like, you're doing, like, the slowest possible version of Out of Bounds. Like, this loses 3 seconds compared to the swinger strat. And then the swinger strat loses 3 seconds, or like maybe 3.5 to circulate, and then circulate loses like 2 seconds to TNT circ. So your entire total time loss is like 8.5 seconds, I think. It's just like a lot of time to lose. I would recommend like trying circulate at TNT circ because, I mean, well, yeah, I mean you could do circulate as well. It does add a load, so that might be beneficial to you. But I think it's a little like, I don't think it's like unviable anymore. But I do like because there are multiple issues. Oh, this was before. This was before. This was before. I'll be right back. I am back. So. You pick up the thing that, to be fair, like, it's a little harder than it looks. Like, this actually is, like, a little annoying. And then you stand to the edge, like, hold right to, like, throw it, and then, like, hold down. But the really good thing about this is that, like, you can even buffer this if you want to. I didn't need to because I wasn't, like, too close to the edge. But, like, if you accidentally go too close to the edge, you can literally just buffer it. And it still saves time. It still saves time over circulate. So I think it's a good option. Although again, like the TNT can be a little annoying. It does give you a little extra manlies though. Well, actually no, it doesn't. I lied. You do have 1 health, and if you miss it, like you do lose a decent amount of time. But I mean, you know, I like it. I like it. Anyway, let's look at this. That was a bit rough. Let's see what, like, went wrong, specifically. You were angled too far left. You need to go a bit more right. But also, like, you need to, like, straighten yourself as well, like, because this absolutely, like, would have worked. You were, like, a bit too far right and just, like, not properly building up the speed. Yeah, this is much better. Although that reaction was a bit delayed, and this is unnecessary. This movement. Yeah, that whole entire thing was a bit slow. Like, and I really, trust me, I understand not wanting to die here, but like, yeah, I don't know. Let me get you an example. I go this way, and I think this saves like half a second. And then I just like cartwheel off. I understand not wanting to do that, but I think at least like this movement is like pretty. As soon as you like learn it, like it's just like easy. It's literally just movement, you know. Oh yeah, let me make sure I'm actually playing this at the highest quality. Yeah, I am. Okay, Patrick 2 Melon, I guess that's for... Again, it's one of those things where it's like... You should, like, try Patrick 1 Melon. Just, like, try it, because I don't know if you've tried it, but... It's good to just, like, try a thing once. You also... You can grab this in midair, and it's fairly lenient. I recommend, like... If you haven't the Industrial Park editor, I would recommend just, like, looking at the trigger there, but... Maybe this room will be a good example. I also should just show Patrick 2 Melon. I mean, 1 Melon. And then... Yeah. And I'm assuming you don't do the ledge grab skip, which, yeah, I'd recommend probably not doing it, but there it is. It's easy to practice, because, again, it's just, like, right there. Oh, wait. Yeah, I accidentally clicked on my run, and then I brain farted. Hold on, let me get your run back up. Yeah, it's fine. That throw was, like, really late. That is, like, stupid safe. I think. I think he moved forward when he did that. You don't want to move forward. I think it, like, fucks with, like, throw momentum. I might be wrong, to be fair. You want to go slightly more right here. That I aim like directly at the middle of the checkpoint. It's like angled a little more that way. Could have like saved a frame with some shit. That, yeah, that whole like that jump was like unnecessary. That was like a whole thing. And then Invisicrate. I'm not gonna go on another. No, I have to. This is exactly what I was talking about. Like, I'm pretty sure Red said in my chat, like, oh, it's like free. And it's like, okay, let's see. And then I said, movie runners try not to call things free challenge impossible. I'm literally right. Look what just happened. Look what just happened. It's exactly, and he had to go like out of his way to like get Manly's in the first place, which he could have otherwise avoided. So he lost time from that, and then, like, the free thing, in like, the gargantuan quotations, by the way, he fucked up the thing that's free. Just saying. And then, again, like, spending, like, forever, like, trying to figure out what the thing is. Like, this is, like, I don't even know if the position of it is good. I think it's not. I think you want it to be a little further back. And then... Okay, good. The other thing with this is I usually, like, that jump from the ceiling, that first one is, like, hard. But he got it. Could've two-framed this, saves 3 seconds. Well, you gotta learn, though, with the buffer, because it's kind of annoying. Like, even if it doesn't look like it worked, it most likely did. You just gotta, like, naturally learn that. It's really annoying. It sucks. Like, the number of times I bailed out of doing it because I wasn't sure, and it just would have been it, which is, like, nearly every fucking time I didn't want to risk it. And then I just started risking it, and I just, like, haven't missed it, so I don't know. I'd recommend, like, trying it out. That's, like, yeah, very, very unnecessarily wide turn. Like, you can get RNG. Okay, it is possible to get such bad RNG that, like, the move is, like, basically guaranteed to hit you here. Dude, this spinner is, like, this is really good RNG. This spinner is really far away. This is excellent RNG. You could have very easily gone this way, but the way, like, this movement is, like, losing time for that. Yeah, should have moved further forward. You wanna cartwheel that this spawner right here. It blocks your view. It's really annoying. You really do wanna cartwheel it. Like, you wanna cartwheel it and then, like, re-slam the foggers. So you like hold on, let me just fucking. This should have it. I don't see why it wouldn't have it. Although my SCDA wasn't, like, that good, so maybe I fucked it up. But yeah, you can see I went further forward. And then, yeah, I cartwheel, kill that fogger, slam these two. And now I'm just in a good position to just, like, set this up. Also, because I think he tried to snipe the button, but that angle was just, like, not great. And if he had a good angle, then the spawner would have blocked him. If you want to go, like, much further left, you have a chance of, like, hitting the thing. Also, that movement, you can jump from here, which is, like, I'm pretty sure that's faster. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's just because of, like, the timing of everything. Like, yeah, that's just unfortunate. I can't really say much else. Yeah. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh, that happened because of, like, your movement or whatever, but it's also, like, you couldn't have predicted it, like, literally at all, so it's, like, kind of not your fault if it happens. I think more players need to start doing the, optimal Dennis. It adds, like, virtually no difficulty. It adds very little difficulty. Let's see how the rest of this is first. Okay, well, okay, he backed it up, but yeah, he went too far left at the end. I don't know if he attempts the one frame, But what I recommend for, like, if you don't want to, like, learn, like, you know, pressing A and then pressing start a frame later, literally just spam A and start. As soon as Dennis's health goes to 0, literally spam A and start. There's, like, effectively no reason not to, because, you know, you could either, like, never go for it and then never save the time. Like, it's not like Rubber Dub 1 frames where it's like, oh, you know, I might save that. Like, this is different because compared to not even attempting it, there's no time loss for missing it. There's 0 time loss. It's just the equivalent of not trying it if you miss it. So, there's no reason not to just, like, spam A and start. If you don't, like, even just that. Like, there's just no reason not to. Again, I don't know if he was gonna do that, but... Or if he attempted that, because there's no, like, input display or anything. So the Dennis strat, literally... just, like, move to the melon almost immediately. You don't want to have perfect movement. If you have perfect movement, or, like, really good movement, it'll fuck the whole thing up. You do want to, like, purposely, like... That's why I stopped cartwheeling early. You can see it's pretty easy. Like, it saves, like, a second, maybe a bit more. But I would definitely say it's, like, at least a second. And then the rest of the fight is, like, identical, so it's literally, like... So it's pretty damn easy time save, in my opinion. I don't like Sponge Ball first. I think Floating Block is better to get out of the way. Especially because you lost Ice Physics Glitch, and I'm assuming you're not used to that. Like, wouldn't you be in a position where it's like, oh, I want to get this out of the way because, like, this could be an issue. I don't even know, like, what a good cycle is. I don't know what I'm doing on this kind of cycle. I would definitely say the Floating Block is harder than Sponge Ball. Yeah, I could have moved off this a bit sooner, but that's fine. Yeah, could have made like a slightly faster fan cycle as well. Remember red, yellow, blue. Hopefully, yeah, it seems like he's remembering. That's good. I think that would have worked. I'm pretty sure that would have worked. And yeah, see, look. The problem with doing it from a Sponge Ball token, I think anyway, like, it's a bit fucky. Like, it's a little like, we're not like 100% knowledgeable on exactly how the cartwheel buffers work. They do work from Sponge Balls, but I think they only work if you get the 2-frame. I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. However, Dennis to Floating Block always works. So not only because I personally think Floating Block is harder, but also because, like, you'd want to, like, get that... you'd want to get, you know, 100% ensure that you get the cartwheel buffer, like, you know... I definitely think you should move it to after Dennis. Especially because then it makes it easier to, like, transfer the Dennis goal to other categories, because there are some categories where you don't do Sponge Ball early. And, yeah, it's gonna be really hard to judge this cycle, because, like, you know, the lack of Ice Physics Glitch. Like, optimally, it loses, like, I don't know, like 6 seconds, maybe, but, like, obviously, like, you're probably not gonna, like, do non-Ice Physics Glitch optimally when you're not used to it, and it's just, like, dude, I have hiccups. I don't know where the hiccups came from. They just occurred. Yeah, he's playing this pretty safe. To be fair, like, after getting, like, the rock slide shit, like, I don't really blame him, but... Okay, yeah, that was good. Okay. Let's see this throwing my fruit. Why would you throw perfectly good fruit? It doesn't make sense. Okay, I think he's doing the fast cycle. Yeah, okay, cool. He wasn't fast enough. If you're fast enough, then you can literally just cartwheel through the thing without getting electrocuted, but still, that was pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then he tried to, yeah, okay. I recommend, like, cartwheeling and then jumping into the token. Because the way that you did it just then almost makes it look like you didn't even, like, attempt to 2-frame it. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it just looks like. But you can, like, the jump thing is, like, pretty easy in my opinion. And it's faster. 4:30 Sunday. Do you not do, Spiral Skip? I recommend Spiral Skip for sure. I mean, I guess we'll find out. Gotta... Yeah, no, I think people make the mistake of, like, doing too harsh of a turn here. And very, like, that's... You gotta, like, learn to not make your turn, like, too sharp. See, luck. Like, I did it a bit wider, but it was still, like, kinda sharp, and that was pretty optimal. Dude, I wish you could just do Fast Scoob on lap 1. It makes Sunday, like, infinitely better. It'd make it way better, dude. Okay, yeah, don't Nitro on that turn. We've also timed that, and it loses time. There was no reason to do that. Again, you want a Nitro, like... Probably, like, around, like, here. Or maybe a bit earlier, so that, again, get the speed in midair. Yeah, okay, to be fair, I can understand, like, grabbing that health. That was, unfortunate. You can go to the left. You can Nitro to the left. I don't personally think it's hard. Yeah, it's just, like, with something like that, it's like, when even... Again, you're doing that too harshly. Mr. Bunkerino. Oh yeah, I just realized, yeah, not doing... Oh wait, no, he is doing Spiral Skip. Oh yeah, he only learned it recently, so it might just, like, not be in his gold. You were too far left that time. If YouTube wants to not be bad. Yeah, you want to be a little further right than this. That's where you went wrong. Obviously not terrible, like, you still got it, but... Well, but you didn't want a Nitro in mid-air just then. As soon as you landed, you would want a Nitro, but... Okay, good. If he went for Sunday Jump, I would have fucking strangled him. And yeah, these are RNG. Yeah, it's just like... The segment's a bit unfortunate, like, you know, like, turns that are too sharp, turns that are too wide, like, not, like, great Nitro optimization. I think this is... See, this is what I'm talking about, like... With, like, getting more runs past 3K, I feel like some of these mistakes are because he's not, like, used to Sunday driving. And I feel like, you know, getting more runs to Sunday driving, like, you'd be more used to it, you know? And what was wrong with that one? I think that was too far right. Yeah, that was definitely too far right. Mr. Nitro. Yeah, that was like a pretty sloppy Sunday. And then as for Sax, fuck him and Gex. I don't think he needs, I don't think he needs those manlies. I mean, we'll see later, but I don't think he needs them. That turn was a bit wide. Yeah, good enough, yeah. Oh, he's probably gonna do the TNT thing. These lose frames, you don't need them. Yeah. That does lose frames, but I do think it's, like, a really good, like, backup for manlies. Like, I think it's a great option. You could have cut the corner more and jumped to, like, here. Like, from here. And you could have cut a tiny bit more there, although that probably, like, barely mattered. Yeah, definitely could have turned, like, a lot sooner. Well, You know your turn was good if you like, grab the extra emitter. And you want to do that for Hundo and, all extras anyway, so I think it's good to get into that habit if possible. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. I've never seen someone do that before. This patty can be an issue. This is slower, but... I like that option. That should be in the tutorial as well. Literally never even, like, thought to do that. I've never seen anybody, like, even, like, mention this or do it. That's a good idea. I don't know how much you lose in probably, like, half a second or something, but I do honestly think that's a solid idea. Like, I still think, like, avoiding the health isn't, like, that hard for somebody with, like, a, you know, a 106 equivalent, but, you know. And then this should be, I shouldn't really have to look at the corner cutting. Yeah, should have corner cut there. Because, like, you can get Gesk down, like, pretty... Like, that was like a mid-249 or something. My Gesk gold is a mid-244, and to be fair, I hardly ever get that. I generally get, like, high 245s or low 246s. We should look at the segment times more. So, out of Now Though Man, he had 33 flat. I had, what do I have? 32.15. And we need to fast forward a bit, because our route's, like, desync. Okay, entering Sunday, I had a 39.47. He had a 42.28, so yeah, a lot of time was lost. And then out of Gex, it's called Gex now, 49.53 versus 46.35. So he's still only, like, he's only 3 minutes behind me, but he ends up, like, 4.5 minutes behind me, so I'm assuming he loses a bunch of time in plank. And he probably doesn't do Gesk jumps. I would hope he doesn't do Gex jumps, that's what we're calling them. Yeah, that was good. No notes. Yeah, that was all great. Well, actually, I mean... Yeah, no, I have no notes. And you already, like, practically have enough for guitar. You don't need to, like, even think about manlies. If you cut this corner, it literally saves half a second. So if you did that in Gesk 1 and Gesk... Dude, I'm trying so hard not to say Gex. Gesk 2, you would straight up save a full second. You're just, like, grabbing unnecessary, like, manlies in that sense. Like, I mean... Was that muscle memory? Because, like, you want to have 1 health right now. Oh, wait, you do have 1 health. I'm fucking stupid. Although I will say, you want to damage yourself on this TNT. You can die faster. Let's see what your final time was. Yeah. Like, 123 is, a little slow. You can get 120 if you play, like, stupidly well, but 121 is, like, the standard. You got 123. And plank also separates the men from the boys, so we'll see how this goes. Unnecessary spin. You're not walking far enough. You need to walk, like, a teeny bit further. You don't want to stand by there, because from that spot, the Merv can, I'm pretty sure he can still snipe the, things. You want to hide behind the wall if you're gonna do that. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. That was a good bungee. I don't understand, because, if anything... A spin here is the standard, because it makes this more lenient. Spinning here is just, like, completely unnecessary. This is the easy part. And you don't need to spin there either, I don't think. I would recommend trying the other one, because then you're not relying on just pure luck. I think the longest it ever took me to clip back in was actually, like, literally like 15 plus seconds. Like, it was nasty. Which, like, yeah, that usually doesn't happen. It's usually like 302 seconds or something, but yeah, you go like neutral on the stick, and then like around here, it's like hard to explain, but you start like, I mean, SpongeBob's fucking, yeah, it's fucked. Like, it's feel based, and I feel like you gotta jump a little earlier than you think you need to, but, and also you don't need to spin here, but I actually recommend it because otherwise it's making this a lot harder. Yeah, I would recommend it. Like, I think it saves a teeny bit over even, like, an instant clip. Maybe not, but, like, especially when your time is getting lower and lower, like, you want consistency, you want assurance. And you don't want to be in a position where you get really unlucky, you're already, like, +7, and you don't have that much time save, you're just like, alright, dude, like, come on, I need to clutch out this plank. And you do clutch out the plank, except kid named, the inbound strat didn't let you PB, and then you +2 by the end of the run, because it took 10 seconds to clip back in. You could have thrown that, like, quite a bit sooner. You also didn't have to go that far. The trigger is, like, here, probably. I would recommend, like, well, I don't know if I necessarily recommend my setup is, like, stupid fast. I wanted this shit to be, like, really fast. But you can see how I do it now. I stand on the edge, and then I tap cartwheel, and then when it's done, then I do the input. Sometimes it's still a little too far away, a little too far forward, but generally, like, I don't know, maybe that's worth, like, having a little look at. Okay. You can cartwheel for like a teeny bit longer before jumping. It's like more optimal. It'll save like a bit of time by the time you get to the token. You want to aim like a little more, yeah, you want to aim like slightly more right because it's possible to like instantly break the ball. It's a little finicky, a little inconsistent, like it's a bit stupid, but like, you know, like there's no reason like not to like attempt this. You just go like aim a little further right. And I see the upgrades guitar here, that's like fine. Hardly saves anything to upgrade later, might as well just, you know. I'd recommend trying the bass strat, I don't think it's very hard. Yeah, you got like a 334, my gold's a 304, my segment time was a 307. To be fair, I don't upgrade guitar though, so subtract like 3.5 or some shit from that. But let's see. Actually, maybe I got a fast ball break. Yeah, I did. So you can use that for reference. But you can also see how I do this. This saves like a second and a half, like the way that it's like a second and a half or two. I think it's a second and a half. But you don't have to do it like the way that I do it. You can do an easier version of this. This still saves a second. You can bash, like here. You can just bash here and hold down, but I do it here because it's faster. Okay, let's see if you do Sponge Glide. Based off that 143 gold, I think you probably do. Actually, you definitely do. Yeah, those wall jumps are a bit slow. Yeah, I can't really show a good example because the optimal wall jumps were found, and then I PB'd like a day or two later. It was literally like a day later, and I fucked them up. But you want to start wall jumping like here, like do a double jump and then start wall jumping, and then do 1, 2, and then just fucking go for it. It's pretty safe. Like there's no real risk of dying to the spikes. And you also could have clipped it even like, well, because that's the thing. Your distance here is like awkward because of how you did it. You would be like a little closer by now if you did it like the optimal way that I was just mentioning. And then he tried it. That would have worked, but yeah. You don't need to spin that late because your high is already good. If you are hitting the ceiling... If you're hitting the ceiling, which you are here, you can spin, like, basically ASAP. From, like, here, you can literally spin here. You're in, like, no danger. Because ideally you get, like, the least high possible, just to, you know... Because otherwise there's a lot of wasted time. You also, ideally, in my opinion, be a bit closer to the thing. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. Just what I like. Yeah, no, I don't like any of this. I'm pretty sure Red said that he was doing the fast bash. And that it was easy, but he's not doing it here. So that's like a second and a half. You don't want to turn the camera here. The reason why you don't want to turn the camera is because you lose some speed when you, like, turn the stick around to damage boost. Like, you literally, like, lose some speed. And because you lose some speed, it's hard to, like, actually make it up here without ledge grabbing. But he just straight up didn't have enough height. So now he's, like, losing all this time. All that time. That could have just been avoided if you just panned it. And you could say, oh, well, I'm at risk of drowning. Literally just count to 4, and you just, like, will not drown. As long as you don't count too quickly, but as long as you can count, like, not too fast, then you will just make it, like, every time. Like, so that is already, like, 2 seconds lost on its own, but then an additional, like, second and a half lost. I know Red knows how to do the bash, but I'll just show it anyway for the viewers. But yeah, angled, kind of like that. I'm like a tiny bit right, yeah, I kind of correct myself. And then, like, you jump just before touching the line. You don't have, like, perfect jump spacing or anything. Just, like, enough, and then you make it. Okay, yeah, that works. I don't recommend, like, the little jump thing that I do, so yeah, that's just plank for you. So 57:33 exit, I have 53:23, so yeah, lost a decent amount of time in plank. Oh wait, hold on, let me check his menuing. Yeah, okay, so the thing that you need to learn here, because it forces open Rub-a-Dub, you scroll down 6 times from Rub-a-Dub to SCDA, and then you scroll down 6 times from SCDA to Knucklehead, so it's just 6-6. You don't really need to put any more thought into it. You literally just do 6-6. Well, obviously 6, scroll right 5 times, but you know what I mean. Just 6-6. And let's see if he does the thing. Okay, he does. Yeah, I think he's doing the, like, the easy way as well, the buffered way, so yeah, good. Okay, that's what I like to see. I don't know why his gold is a 329, that's really slow. Because he's doing this, like, I mean, maybe he only just implemented this. My gold's a 322. So that's just... I need to know what happens here. I don't see what that was for. I don't see what that was for, because... Okay, you can technically get cucked on the left side. You can get blocked off before the statue even drops if you take too long, but, like, literally, like... Just, like... You just, like, turn, and then, like, yeah. So I feel like this is a bit unnecessary. Yeah, no, oh god. Okay, yeah. Yeah. You just want to drive... Especially because you'd have more of, like... You just drive through, like, the off-road here. Because the oil properties... like... They prioritized over the off-road. You literally don't get off-road frames here. It's like that entire, and then nitroing again during the turn, especially when you still had oil frames. Like that's just you're just wasting a lot of that nitro. And then because of everything that happened, you got hit by the eyeball. And this turn doesn't need to be this wide. What is going on? Genuinely, what the fuck is this? Dude, I really don't want to be mean. I'm just like... I don't think he's like... ever like gone out of his way to like learn the Knucklehead Nitro route, because I'm genuinely like so confused right now. I've never seen someone do that before. You literally just Nitro through here and then Nitro again. I don't... This is so slow. And then this puts you in a position where you can't even do the hop. This is like a whole, like... This is fucked. This just reminds me of, like, back in the day. When I had, like, a 129, or maybe a bit slower. We just didn't, like... Dude, we never, like, looked at Knucklehead. It was literally just, like, you're home free at that point. Like, you don't even think about it. But, like, you lose so much time. This is what I'm talking, like, there'll be more to say at the end, but yeah, you can literally just see here, like, look at just how much more optimal all of this is. I genuinely have already saved, like, probably, like, at least 2 seconds, and then... here. Nitro, Nitro, and if you hold, like, really far left here, you get a hop, which saves a quarter of a second. Matter of fact, because we do Mindy skip at, like, the same, like, speed... I can, like, tell you, effectively, like... Okay, so I got, like, a high 143, assuming I split properly for Monumental, I got a high 143. Like, low 146, like, he's almost 3 seconds behind. Like, halfway through the Knucklehead split, not even halfway, actually, yeah, he's, like, halfway through. Wait, what am I doing? No, you don't. No. 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 I don't even think I need to explain this one. Just don't do this. Very unnecessarily wide turn. You don't need 3 health anyway. I think it's also faster. Is it faster to... I think it's faster to... Yeah, it's faster to take damage here as well. To, you know, cut the corner with the spikes. That turn is just like, wait, I don't know what you're doing. You wanna, going through the TNT is faster because of how much more you can cut the corner. It's just, like, you have no nitros for the park now. Like, you wanna do the thing. You have no nitros. Like, you wouldn't have even got hit by the hot sauce there, and then, like... I think he's never even, like, looked at Knucklehead. This is dire. Like, dude, like, the amount that he's losing in Knucklehead is more than how much that stupid Bungie death saves in 3K. This is exactly what I'm talking. It's like, yeah, he wouldn't have got 104, but, like, you also just, like, learn the shit of Knucklehead, and then you just get the 104 as well, like, because it is, like, free time save. Everything we get, well, other than, like, the hop that saves a quarter of a second. But, you know, even this is, like, fairly easy. But even then, you could, like, use nitros to cut, like, this part at the very least, which is still, like, optimal. Well, more optimal than, like, going around. And then nitroing here, like... Okay. Like, let's, like... Okay, so, like, low 253... mid 259, just 6 seconds, just, like, gone. And I think, like, nearly all of that was just, like, unnecessary, extremely unnecessary time loss. You want to be angled more towards the center, you want to use the nitro, like, ASAP, because otherwise, like, some of it gets eaten up by this. But that can be a little tricky, to be fair. I recommend the guitar strat at the well, actually, we'll see if I recommend it, actually. got hit. That's unfortunate. He's doing this, like, really safe. Does this Neptune Gold, like, really... I think his Neptune Gold has him getting hit. I feel like your gold should not have you getting hit. And see, well, again, this is what I'm talking about. I think he doesn't have that much experience with late game, and he'd have more if he was, like, willing to drop small time saves for the sake of consistency and getting more runs going. Also, you should probably practice cheap ascent. That'd be a good thing to do. Like, practice Neptune by doing cheap ascent. Oh wait, I didn't check the... Well, actually, I can't. The guitar detonation thing at the beginning of Neptune is only worth it if it doesn't cost you an extra POV shot, like when Neptune, like, shoots you through the scope shot. Because he starts attacking sooner, you have less leniency to make it to crabs in time, so it's only worth it if you don't waste any extra shots because of it. So I don't know if he would, so I can't really comment on that. You want to be closer to crabs, because then you're closer to Neptune so that you can guitar him from a closer distance, which means you can detonate sooner. You also don't need to, like, go that high up to detonate in general. Yeah, that was, like... Neptune doesn't stop attacking until you, like, touch the ground, and you didn't need that extra distance, you wasted the shot anyway. If you haven't made it to the table yet, then you're, like, not really gonna make it to crabs in time, so, like, literally just... So, that was just, like, frames lost. And again, you want to be closer to him. And, you know, all that stuff, you know, you can detonate sooner. Like, at least I'll show, like, detonating sooner, and I guess I'll show the guitar thing. It is also optimal to upgrade guitar in Neptune, but, like, it hardly saves anything, and it makes Neptune harder, and you can get an, like, unfavorable lag spike. I don't recommend the spin strat, but, like, I'm just showing, like, when you can detonate. Like, that's how early you can do it in the right circumstances. That was a good manip of the lasers, I like that. Again, just like, I don't know why he's standing like so far away. Okay, and then phase 3. There's probably not gonna be much to say. Like, surely he's aware of Sam's strat, he's gotta be. And he's bashing the spitters, which is absolutely what you want to do. Yeah, this is just... Oh wait, I guess he doesn't even, like, need Sam's strat, really, but yeah, like, this is... Wait, what? What the fuck? Bro did a splice, god damn. Did a splice. It's funny. I would have recommended the... Because you actually are, like, low-key in a little bit of danger of, like, slipping off from where you jumped. You could have, like... When you knew, like, you could have, like, jumped more to, like, here, and then, like, before touching the ground, you could have, like, panned the camera down. Because it is possible to slip off here. Anyway, that's the run. I don't want to be a hero century, so the sliding and driving movement is, like, off, you know, not corner cutting enough, or doing too sharp of turns in nitro management, like, just a bit, like, shaky movement. It's less important than the platforming stuff, so it's not, like, a huge deal. Grabbing unnecessary manlies, I don't like Invisible Crate 3 meter. You really, really should not be doing the fucking bungee token death, like, absolutely not, and you should be Well, I should, but I highly recommend, Buffering Creek. Don't do that little cartwheel thing at the beginning of BBBH. I don't know why I randomly remembered that. Improve your SCDA ending with the foggers, for sure. Yeah, do floating block after Dennis. Yeah. Probably want to continue, like, more, like, bad runs. They don't have to be, like, completely dead in the water, like, plus 2 minutes, like, going into SCDA, but I would recommend, like, it'll help a lot with your but also, for the love of God, learn Knucklehead, like, actually. Okay, like, learning Knucklehead stuff was, like, annoying in the past, but now that you can do Mindy Skip, like, it doesn't take that long to just, like, set it up and then just, like, try it out. Or even just loading a save file that's gone to, like, the Macho Time Challenge, because you can just... Or all the time challenge, because you can literally just treat it exactly like you would the first task. Like, easy, like, minimum, like, 4 seconds there, like, so easily. Like, practically free. And which is more than how much the Bungee death saves. Oh yeah, probably learn Eel Ball as well, but at the very least do Bungee Light. Even if you get an unfavorable load count, like, then just don't turn around in Weenie. Or you can reload, if you don't normally get the 3 meter 2 frame, you can just reload because it only loses like 3 seconds, which then also puts you on a predictable cycle for the end of SCDA. So that'd be a good one. Yeah, I apologize if any of this came off as like harsh. You know, gotta be a little quirky for the entertainment purposes, but also to emphasize certain things about like why you really think something should or shouldn't be done. But also I'm just like... I think my, like, voice and, like, my tone, like, accidentally, like, makes things come off as more, like, harsh than I mean for them to. My, like, because, like, deep voice just makes it sound more, like, negative, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, congrats to Red on this time. I mean, top 6 is no, like, easy feat, and he can absolutely get 5th, and he could definitely get 4th, and then 4th and 3rd are pretty close, so... Yeah, if he keeps going, I don't even think it'll take that long for him to get 3rd, assuming no other changes in the leaderboards happen. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.